Hey, I got a message from an Aquarius, okay? And she wants us to discuss this particular topic, give her some ideas, give her some clues about this particular topic. The topic is self love. She said that she saw a meme that said it wasn't necessary to love yourself before finding a mate, a partner, someone to love you. She said it wasn't necessary, according to this meme, and that you can just go find somebody to love you. So she wanted to know why myself and so many other people warn against this. And if it is indeed important to love yourself before you expect someone else to love you. So let's get into it. My name is QueenAusetHeru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and pass it on to anybody and everybody who might like it too. Please drop us a positive comment in the comment section. And if you want to get a reading done, please hit me up. All my information is underneath this video. My Amazon wish list is underneath this video in case you want to send me a gift for Christmas. All donations are greatly appreciated. My PayPal and my Cashapp are underneath this video. There's resources for you underneath this video as well. So let's get into it. So why do I and other people say find self-love before you try to find a mate? And is it important? Well, the first part I'm going to say is that it's extremely important because many of us end up in bad relationships or bad situations or dealing with toxic people for far too long if we lack self-love. Self-love is the foundation of everything. So if you're out there actively trying to manifest a mate, you're out there dating, you're out there talking to people, it's going to take a lot more than just how you look to be able to get the right person. It's all about how you vibrate. And I know that may seem strange to you. You might be like, how I vibrate? Yeah, how you vibrate. That's what the whole thing is about. Because vibration is how you attract. Okay? According to energy. We're getting into energy, law of attraction, intention, quantum physics, all that kind of stuff, It's the energy. So if you have a sad, depressed, desperate energy, you're not going to attract people who are coming to you to love you. 9 times out of 10, you're going to attract people who see that vulnerability in you, who see that desperation in you, and want to use you and exploit you. This is the first reason why it's really important, because it's going to change the caliber of person who's interested in you. If you're somebody who lacks self-love, has low self-worth, low self-esteem, you're going to attract people to you who reinforce that. Now, this isn't going to be all the time. You might attract somebody to you that's wonderful. Yeah, that could happen. But guess what happens in that case? You can't handle it. If you have really bad self-esteem and you meet somebody who is awesome and thinks that you're awesome, 9 times out of 10, you're going to ruin the relationship because you're not going to be able to handle it. You're not going to believe them when they tell you they love you. You're not going to believe them when they tell you that you're beautiful, that they want to spend the rest of their life with you. You're not going to believe them. And they might keep on trying, to work things out, because I've seen this happen before. And sometimes, eventually, it might work. But more often than not, the person with the low self-love or the lack of self-love, that person ends up destroying the relationship before they could have even gotten that far. So if you think back on it, you could probably think of a lot of examples of this. I remember Vivica A. Fox was in a relationship with 50 Cent. And 50 got some issues. 50 can be kind of petty sometimes. I've seen him do some shit and I'll be like, 50, why? Why did you do that, But one of the things that was absolutely not his fault was Vivica said that she, because of her relationship with herself, here we go again with the self, she could not allow him to love her. She could not allow him to be a man. She couldn't allow him to step up, and do what it was he wanted to do for her as a man. According to her, he wanted to marry her. He wanted to, have a different type of relationship with her. And they seemed to have had a fun relationship, but he wanted to have, it seemed like, a more long-term committed relationship, which shocked me. I was like, wow, but he's a Cancer. It's like, Cancers are strange. They have this softness to them that everybody doesn't see, but she did, and instead of embracing that, instead of, allowing him to give her the ring, do whatever, she said that her relationship with herself made her destroy the relationship, and they ended up fighting. It was awful. It was public. It was all over the place. And now when she reflects back on it in interviews, she talks about how that part of it was her fault. So that's why I'm saying self-love is so important, because you will sabotage a good relationship, or you'll keep drawing toxic people, users, people who can see that weakness in you. They can spot it out. They're looking for it. These are con men, con women, These are people who are looking for somebody to exploit. They're looking for it. And they meet you in the bar one night, and you say something that sounds self-deprecating, or you say something that sounds like you have a lack of self-love, and it's like ding, 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 ding. They hear it immediately and go right in for the kill. And here you are, thinking, oh, this is a nice person, they just coming to talk to me. And no, they've come to prey on you. And people who are like that, people who are narcissistic, people who are toxic, they smell that on you a mile away. I was watching an interview with Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon found out recently that he's a covert narcissist. Big surprise. And there are resources underneath this video for people who are dealing with covert narcissists, by the way. Help with recovery. There's books under there, all kinds of stuff. Well, Nick was bragging about how if he wants a woman, he becomes what she wants him to be. Whatever it is that woman wants, he becomes that. Now, he's a Libra, so Libras are known for that. They're known for becoming what someone wants, so they will like them. They want people to like them. They want everybody to like them. So if they have to be a thug for me, they'll be a thug for me. If they have to be a poet for somebody else, they'll be a poet for somebody else. They got to be a priest for somebody else, they'll be a priest for them. Whatever they got to be to make us all like them, they're going to chameleon into that when they're with us. Okay? So he said when he wants a woman, he becomes whatever she wants to be until he gets her. Gets her pregnant, it looks like to me, and then he goes on basically to the next woman. So that's what I'm saying. People like that, they have a system. They smell it. They look for it. They sniff it out. They look for people that they can exploit. And if you have low self-esteem, if you have low self-love, if you have low self-worth, those kinds of people prey on you. And by the time you realize this person is a snake, because they've been love bombing you, they've been doing all the right things, and then by the time you realize they're a snake, you're in too deep. Now you got to escape this person. Now this person's draining your bank account. Now this person is using you for sex. Now you're caught up basically at that point. So that's what I'm saying, is that your vibration, how you operate, is going to draw these losers, or you're going to mess up decent situations. That's what I'm saying about self-love. So self-love is absolutely very important. It changes everything about who's around you. And it isn't just your romantic relationships either. It's your relationships with other people. And as an Aquarius, if your self-love is low and we already have issues with others, Aquarius is the kind of sign who we do well with humanitarian things, big things, we do well with large projects and causes and stuff like that. That's our thing. But one-on-one with people is a struggle, and we have to learn that. We have to learn those people skills, and many of us never do. So it doesn't just affect your love life, it also affects that. It affects the kind of friends who are drawn to you, because those exploitative people don't just go after lovers, they go after friends too. They'll exploit their friends just as easily. I was watching something. What was that guy? Was he the Tinder swindler or something like that? He was some guy who was meeting women on Tinder and was using them for money. He wasn't romantically involved with all these women. Some of them were just friends. He just made friends with them. And he took them places. He spent money on them. He made it seem like he was Big Willie, you know? He was buying, popping bottles, popping champagne, flying them here, getting caviar. They're thinking, oh, my friend is so rich and so cool. Then all of a sudden, a month later, he's like, oh, my enemies are after me. Can I borrow $50,000? And you thinking, well, shit, he done spent $300,000-$400,000 on me already. Why not loan him $50,000? And come to find out, he was whining and dining you with the money he stole from a different person. Now he's stealing your money, and so forth and so on. So it doesn't have to be just romantic. It can also be platonic friendships or family members who will exploit you and take advantage of you because they can smell the lack of self-love that's on you. So that's my thing, is that your chances of getting a good person are really freaking low. Okay? And likewise, think about it like this too. If you're somebody who has low self-love, you are never really truly going to be happy. Happiness is an inside job. And people think, oh, I'm going to get enough money, I'm going to be happy. I'm going to get a great mate, I'm going to be happy. I'm going to have a beautiful baby, I'm going to be happy. I know people who've said these things and accomplished them and were still unhappy. I know people who went from poverty to high on the hog and still depressed, still unhappy. Because happiness is an inside job. So if you're lacking self-love, your chances at being happy, truly happy, are really low. You might get happy when you buy something new. You might get a jolt of dopamine, when you buy something, or when you meet a cute guy, or when you meet a cute girl, but you won't be really internally happy. Like just waking up, like happy to see what happens that day. You won't be that. Not for more than moments. So yes, Aquarius, self-love is extremely important. And if you're lacking it, I would say don't look for a lover, look to love yourself. Then, when you've got yourself to a nice place, then you can manifest from an even place, from a happy place, and get a better caliber of person coming towards you. Okay? So that's my thing about self-love. Another thing about it is a person who does not love themselves will not protect themselves. So you'll walk right into these toxic people. You'll stay with them. You'll be afraid to leave them. You'll get codependent with them. You'll start to, identify with them. You'll trauma bond with them. And the person who's beating you, stealing from you, taking from you, using you, exploiting you, you'll be clinging to this person. 50 years later, they're still abusing you. So that's another very important part as well. All right, so let's take a look at some of these positive comments. The first one says, M Court 29. M Court says, like my grandmother used to say, when the gods and the universe are done with you, not even powerful magic can kill that energy. M Court 29 is talking about P. Diddy. I did a reading on P. Diddy, and they were talking about how he was doing magical things to get out of the situation that he's in. So M Court is like, you can do all the magic in the world. Once God, God is, once the universe is like, look, that's it. That's it. And that's a true statement. Creamsicle Twizzler. That sounds like it could be good too. I'm an Aquarius and I've got an Aries moon, and I recently lost one of my good friends because my Aquarius anger got the better of me. I've been there. because two of my best friends were treating me like flat cans of Coke. And to this friend, I'm beyond sorry. I didn't mean to let my anger get the better of me. I really blame it on the whole Aries anger thing, but it was really me being a donkey's butt, and I'm beyond sorry. Aw, I'm so sorry, Creamsicle. I hope your friend forgives you. And as I was reading your letter, it made me think, did you tell your friend that? Because sometimes Aquarius will have these deep, intense feelings, but not tell the other person. So if you told them and they're not interested, that's fine. But if you didn't tell them, you should. You should tell him exactly, him or her, exactly what you just said. All right, and I have two more. I did a Krampus video earlier, and I forgot to do these two, so we're going to do these two now. Cosmo Fire. So I purposely did not watch your video on Brian Thompson. When you posted, I just watched CNN. You hit 90% of your reading on the head. Phenomenal job. So, Brian Thompson, I did a reading on a couple days ago. Brian Thompson was a CEO who got gunned down in cold blood in New York City. And they caught his attacker. But before they caught him, they had just arrested him. They hadn't released his name yet. I sat down and did a reading. And this is the reading she's talking about. So, thank you. I'm glad you liked it. And please check out some more of my other readings. I love doing readings on mysteries. All right, let's see. The next one. I am Wolf 805. People make me feel like I am a crazy conspiracy theorist for saying the most obvious things. I'm not crazy. I'm an Aquarius. People always make you sound crazy for your conspiracy theories. But remember something. A good portion of the time, conspiracy theories are true. And a lot of times it comes out many years later. And people will call you crazy, but then when it comes out, they be like, oh, people just not always that bright. And sometimes Aquarius, because we are known for being swift, we put things together light years ahead of other people. So a lot of the conspiracy theorists that Aquarius believe are true. I'm not saying that they all are, because I've heard some out there theories, but a good portion of them are. All right, guys, you come back soon because I got a lot more to say. See you later.